I'll shave before tomorrow. I promise. I'll shave before the game.
Coaching search beard.
That's good. Well, Coach, can you just have you had a chance to speak with Coach Fulmer, and what do you think about the new direction of the athletic department?
I did. Yeah, after practice yesterday, I ran over just to see him just briefly, very briefly. And, it's been tough times, obviously. I really do feel for John Curry and his family. And John was always good with me. And I obviously have the utmost respect for Dr. Davenport. I've said many times I think she is a great leader. I think she's going to do wonderful things here. And with Coach Fulmer, he's what I don't know if I've met anyone that's more passionate about the University of Tennessee than him. He's born and bred a Tennessean, and he loves it, this university. And I've heard him talk about it many times. How much he loves this place and what it means to him. And so, there's a lot that have happened now, and I like to say what I know. I just know that we've just got to continue to build and move forward, and can strive to be the best that we can be in every sport here.
What's your relationship like with Fulmer before yesterday, kind of leading up to that?
No, I've been around Coach a lot. We've had some wonderful conversations, and and we've got a mutual friend in Mac Brown. And the Coach is always, from the very first time I met him, he's been very, very kind to me. And like I said, I've had some great talks with him where I know he loves this university. He really does, and I think that he is going to do whatever he can within his power to to get this whole thing back on track where we need it to be, and move everything forward.
What are the specific challenges that Georgia Tech brings to the table?
They run a lot of motion. They they do a lot of cutting, a lot of they depend a lot on ball movement, hard cuts, and they're going to put your guards in some tough situations. They've got a terrific player and a post player, and then they lost a tough one last night, obviously, but last year, you go look back after our game here, they went on and had a phenomenal year. He went right, I think went to the finals of the NIT, and still running the same offense, and they will mix their defenses a little bit with zone and man, and try to just keep you off balance.
In your history, just when teams have a loss like they had last year, how do they generally respond when you're facing a team coming off that kind of situation?
Well, I mean, first of all, I think in November, early December, those things can happen. We've seen it happen before, but you have to believe that they had won a very emotional game against Northwestern, in the challenge match, between the Big Ten and the ACC, and they won it at the buzzer and had a shot to do it again last night. I think they actually tipped in the basket that put the other team ahead, Grambling ahead. But again, I think you're dealing with young people, and I've found that most times young people really do find a way to bounce back.
Just with the first true road game, how do you expect your guys to kind of respond?
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but that's why we play these games, to get us ready for conference play, and we've got 3 of them out of league this year. We've got this one, we go to Wake, and then we go to Iowa State later on, right in the middle of the league. But by the Iowa State game, we would have played a lot of road games, but we'll see, and it's going to take a great effort. I don't think there's any question. We need everyone to be on edge and do the job, because they really do present some problems with their offense.
Just watching from the TV, it looked like Villanova was kind of a road atmosphere in a certain sense with the crowd. Could that prepare you for what you...
Well, you know what, it was kind of sort of, at the start of the game anyway, you would have thought that, but as the game went on, I thought it was pretty even, to be quite honest. But it was, but when they came back, it sounded like it, I can tell you that. I mean, because they're fans, they have terrific fans, but still, it's going to be decided between the lines. I mean, we've played enough, and it's going to get back to our concentration, and we've still got a ways to go. We've got things we've got to improve on and clean up, and and like I said, it's going to get back to we need everybody. I mean, we can talk about guys that are playing more minutes than others, but for us to be where we want to be, our guys coming off the bench are going to have to give us more.
How much of it is it a test of maturity? Because you guys have had some success to this point. People saying good things about this team, for them to stay focused.
Well, I'm going to make sure I don't care what other people are saying. They're going to hear what I have to say, and our coaching staff. So I don't, people can say what they want to say. I'm going to tell them the truth. I'm going to show it to them. I'm going to take them in the film room after practice, or the next when we watch tape, whether it's after practice or whether it's the day before we start practice. We're going to show them. We're not going to let them see anything but where we are, what we need to do. And I've said before, we have to set our own standard, and it's not what other people think. It's what we think. And I think our guys realize that we've got a long way to go to get where we want to be.
Coach, what's been the biggest difference in the shooting, three-point shooting specifically? I think you guys were 32% last year. You're over 40 right now.
Well, I think when we take good shots, when guys aren't trying to force shots, and we like to shoot the threes, whether it's inside out. And that's not just throwing the ball to the post, man. It's getting penetration and kicking out and making the extra pass and just really getting good looks at it. And as opposed to thinking that guys, we talked about it a week or so ago where guys were talking about who works hard, how everybody works hard, and by that sometimes they think that they're the number one option, and they have to understand how our team has to work, and that's where I think we've gotten more mature. I do think they are starting to understand the game and how if you can play through, whether it's your inside players and those guys are willing to make passes, which they do, and you see, we've done a pretty good job. Almost for field goals, getting it off assist, and but I do think that's where we have matured, starting to understand the difference between a great shot and a good shot and a forced shot.
What's Admiral been able to do the last couple of days with his shoulder?
He practiced. He didn't do much yesterday, but he practiced today. He did go today a little bit, and today, like we do before most games, we're working against the scout team, so they're getting probably half the reps they normally get on a regular day. But he seemed to be fine today.
Just looking around the rest of the SEC, it seems like a lot of teams are finding a lot of success. How important is it that you guys kind of buckle down in this non-conference schedule just to get ready for that?
I think it is. I think for our league, and I've said it for 3 years, that we've got to come into league play with 4, 5, 6 teams ranked in the top 25 or certainly in the top 40, top 50, and we're getting there. And I think because of some of the success that we've had in preseason tournaments, I think we won a couple of those, and we've had some good wins outside within our league, but there's a lot of games we have to play before we get into league play. But I think it's important that if we want to get 7, 8 teams into the tournament, and 9 possibly, it's going to be a lot, I think, counted on what we do this time of year in the non-league. And so we've still got some opportunity as a league to win some big games, and we need to do that.
Did you expect the SEC to be looking this good this time of year, just knowing the guys that were coming back and the coaching staff?
Yeah, I mean, I said a year ago I thought we were a much underrated team, and we proved that in the tournament. And I think now, and I said at our preseason media, that now we've got to do it this time of year to go into the league play with more teams up there. And I think we're there now, but it can change real quickly. So we've got to keep moving forward as a league.
You guys received votes in the AP poll this week. What would it mean for your program to get into the top 25? Not necessarily your players, but just perception-wise.
Well, you want to be talked about. There's no question about it, and I think that probably shows a reward of your hard work. And but then you realize, people. Then you become big wins for people too. And so, but yeah, I mean, for our guys, I want us to be a team that people are talking about. People think these guys play hard. They work hard. They deserve recognition, but our guys also understand that we're a long way from being where we want to be, and there's no question about it. Our goal is to be where we want to be at the end of the year, and so that's a matter of us continuing to become a team that knows how to practice the way we need to practice every day, then go out and make sure that we leave it all out there every time we compete.
Is Eve's ankle all right now, or is that still hampering him a
No,
bit?
he's okay, but I think anytime you have those ankle turns like that, it's, a little tweak here or there can happen, but he seemed to be moving fine today.
How are you guys feeding the post this year? Do you think you've made some progress in that area?
Well, I think, I do think, we've always tried to go back. You go back to our first year here, we tried to give it to Armani a lot in there, and actually we used Kevin Punter in there a little bit. But, with Grant's development, Admiral's development, we got to get John Fulkerson going. He's got to get back to the level that he was playing at when he got hurt, and he's not there. Derek is a body that can post up. Kyle's improved, and so we've made a conscious effort that you know, our guys know that we want to get it in there as much as we can, because most of those guys are looking to make the right play. And I still don't think we post deep enough. I think we settle too much for that, you know, mid-post area and outside the lane, where extended post, where we could really try to get it deeper and create a little bit better angle for our guys, and that's something that we've got to continue to work with.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.